Can we still find gold in the dollar bins, guys? Welcome to Rebel Rock, guys. I am Dan. This is our show. We get together once a week. We go through some vinyl stuff that I'm adding to the collection. We talk about collectibles. We hang out. We have debates. It's a good time. I'm glad you joined me this week because I hit up a record store. I went through the dollar bins. I went to a record show. Went through the dollar bins. For some weird reason, I have more fun going through those dollar bins than, going for the stuff that's $20, $30, which it seems like a lot of the vendors, especially at this record show, had a lot of the same stuff for about the same price. I think I caught them slipping on a few things in the dollar bins, but we'll get to that. The first one I want to go through is a set that I bought from a local record store called Mountain Music in Rutland, Vermont. I live in New Hampshire. Rutland is about an hour for me drive, so I go there every once in a while, and I'll hit up the record store there because it's chock full of goodness. Really, you can always find something good. The last few times I went there, I didn't check out the dollar bin. I just didn't have time. I didn't, because you gotta have some time to invest if you're gonna go through the dollar bins. But this last time I did, so we're gonna get right to it and see what we snagged up for the bins. First thing we found was this live Ian Hunter album. You guys know who Ian Hunter is, right? Mott the Hoople, the great 70s rock and roll band. So this one, I was shocked to see this in the dollar bin. The condition looks great too. Sometimes you're like, oh, I understand why it's in the dollar bin because it's all busted up. It looks like shit. This one, everything looks mint and beautiful. I spun the first record out of the two records here. No issues. What's cool about this album is it has Mick Ronson from David Bowie's band in it. That was like a short little thing they did, Ian Hunter and Ronson for a second. This has all the hits. This is everything you pretty much want from Ian Hunter. The production sounds spot on. It sounds big, sounds full. You got Once Bitten, Twice Shy, all the way from Memphis, which was a Mott the Hoople song. Yeah, thrilled. $1. I'd pay that all day long. Next thing digging through, we found Let's Get Together by Hayley Mills. Some of you guys are like, what? Why do you want that shit?
Why wouldn't I want this shit?
Hayley Mills, you know her from she was an actress. She did Parent Trap back in the day, the original. She can sing. This album's really fun. It's like the precursor to the bubblegum pop stuff. And yeah, short songs, snappy, catchy, really, really charming. $1? Yeah, why not? We got Harry Nilsson, A Little Touch of Smielsen in the Night. Once again, dollar bin, guys. This isn't my favorite album from Harry, but it's still good. It's pretty much all orchestration on it. It's very somber. It's a pretty album. And for $1, you know, anytime you can find some Nielsen stuff, you snag it up. Really good shape too. Last one I found at Mountain Music was this, The Heart and Soul of Jan and Dean. So Jan and Dean were right there with the Beach Boys, kind of pioneering that surf rock sound. This album is no different. I rocked this one from start to finish last week. Really enjoyed it. Once again, you would think condition-wise it might be a little bit of a problem. There was a little bit of noise, but for the age of the record, 1964, no issues there. If you like surf rock, you probably already know about Jan and Dean. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, that's what I found. It's a good start right there. Then I went to the record show, which I haven't been to a record show in years, to be honest with you. I usually just hit up the thrift stores. That's how I'd find my records. For years I did that. So we actually went to a record show. A lot of the same stuff. A lot of Kiss collectibles, which are fine, but after a while you've seen them all. But yeah, all in all, good time. Went through the dollar bin. We found Aerosmith, Get Your Wings. $1. I'm assuming this was $1 because of the condition. I mean, like most Aerosmith albums that you find out in the wild, they got played. They got played hard, guys. These got brought to parties. People had a good time with these. So, no worries. I spun it. No issues. Happy to add that one to the collection. I have the CD. I have a lot of these already on CD, but cool to have it on vinyl. One of my favorite bands of the 70s, the Bay City Rollers. This is the greatest hits. I have this album, but every time I see it for $1, I grab it again so I can make sure to get it to someone who also appreciates the Bay City Rollers, that maybe is just getting started into collecting or into the, you know, that bubblegum pop glam stuff. I absolutely love these guys. I know a lot of people are like, it's Bay City Rollers, it's bullshit. No, the shit's fun. Shit's really fun. We got Detective. This was released in 1977. It was on Swan Song Records. It has the singer from... He had a glam rock band in the early 70s. That was fantastic. Anyways, Detective, not my favorite. It's 70s riff rock. It's solid. It's not amazing by any means. I think they just did a record store day release for this as well recently. So I'm happy to find one for $1 because that's really what it's worth to me. It's about $1. But cool that we got it now in the collection. I'm sure you guys, someone in the comments will be like, yeah, you'll say something, maybe. We got Ronnie Lane and the Chartbusters, Imitation Life. So, Ronnie Lane's great. I have another one of their albums. Think power pop, new wave stuff. I believe they're based out of Boston. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. That's all you need to know. It was $1. If you're not familiar with Ronnie Lane, check him out and you like that power pop sound, that early new wave stuff. Next up, we got Moon Martin. So Moon Martin, this one's called Street Fever. Get the back there too. I couldn't believe all three of these were in. So all three of his albums, Shots from a Cold Nightmare, and also Escape from Domination. So Moon Martin, from what I could gather... Fun fact, Moon Martin also wrote the song Bad Case of Loving You, made famous by Robert Palmer. Late 70s into the early 80s. The only reason I found out about him was because... Where was it? Let's see if I can find it here real quick. He recorded somewhere else, but he actually had one of his albums mixed, like 30 minutes from where I live, in a studio in Sharon, Vermont, which I had no clue my whole life growing up. I had no clue there was activity at this studio. But there was, because Moon Martin did some stuff there, as well as Foghat, which is kind of cool. Music-wise, what does he sound like? I was trying to pinpoint it. It's guitar-based. It's pretty straight-ahead rock and roll. I want to say Warren Zevon, but it's not as clever as Warren Zevon. But it has that same kind of foundation, just straight-ahead rock and roll. It's not bad. Is it great? No. But for the dollar bin, to have his catalog, I was happy with it. And the last one we found in the dollar bin, guys, this warmed my heart. I've had a bootleg copy of this CD forever from this band. So I was very familiar with this album, but to actually see it, I don't even know if it's an expensive record or anything, but I've never seen it. The band is called Tough Darts. And these guys were a power pop punk band from the late 70s in New York City. So they would have been part of that CBGB's scene, from what I can gather. And they got a weird story. They only released one album, and then the thing kind of fell apart. I believe they get back together from time to time and do play out, but obviously, one album, one and done. But it's a fantastic album, especially if you love that New York City rock and roll, punk rock stuff that was happening, which I do. So this was right up my alley. And for $1, yeah, we're gonna snag it. So out of all these, if you haven't heard Tough Darts, this is the one to check out, truly. So any of these, Tough Darts, highly recommended. So we did good. We spent a few dollars, and we added some cool stuff, some new stuff to listen to, some stuff I've never heard, the Moon Martin stuff. I don't know. We're gonna rock those records. I've only sampled them, so I haven't gone all the way through. Not bad. Let's get to the Collector's Corner. Guys, welcome to the Collector's Corner. This week we got something pretty cool. We got something really cool, actually. A few weeks back, I hit up another record store. That's another day, another story. But what we found was this Alice Cooper McFarlane toy right here. You know McFarlane, right? You've always, the Spawn figures and stuff like that. But McFarlane's made a bunch of these really cool rock and roll figures. Everyone from Jim Morrison to Elvis to Motley Crue, everyone in between. So anytime I see one of these on the cheap, I spent $15 on this. Well spent, guys. This has the severed head from Alice Cooper that falls in the basket. It has the guillotine, has his top hat, has the snake. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I'm going to keep collecting these as I find them on the cheap. I still can't... The Jim Morrison one, the Jimi Hendrix one is really expensive too. I'll find that eventually. But this week's Collector's Corner, Alice Cooper McFarlane figure. Let's hit the shag now, guys. Come on. Hey guys. Welcome to the end of the episode. This is where we wrap it up. We have a good time here on the shag. That's the proper place, and that's where I like to listen to my music. This week we have a special guest. Her name is Friday, and she is my cat. Right, Friday? She said yeah. So, I want to do something fun. Normally I have recommendation listening, but since we had so many records this week, no recommendations on that. What we are going to do is we're going to do something fun. Look here. We got my Donnie and Marie Osmond 45 holder. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. We're going to pull out one of the records that I just snagged up, one of these 45s. And what better way? Let's start with this limited edition Monkees. This little, how do I even describe it? So I think this was back in 2016, guys. This was released for Record Store Day, I do believe. And essentially what these are, this is like the cereal box records that they released back in the day, but they reissued them. So these are all cardboard records. Had no clue this existed until a few months back when I decided I felt like I needed this Monkees limited edition cereal box record. Last Train to Clarksville is probably the standout track on this collection. But fantastic. I don't think I'm going to listen to these, but I will display them nicely at some point. You guys remember the cardboard records, right? I definitely remember as a kid, taking them off the back of the cereal box, throwing them on the turntable, and finding good novelty in that. So yeah, just a heads up, in case any of you collectors out there like weird shit like I do. And I love the Monkees too. I love the show as well. So that's gonna wrap it up this week, guys. Hopefully you had a good time. Hit up your dollar bins. Let me know if you're finding anything cool in your dollar bins. And we'll see you next week. Maybe we'll do something special next week too. I'm thinking about Bell Records eventually here, guys. You know Bell Records? No? Yeah? Either way, we'll talk about it in a few weeks. Till next time, guys. See you later. Do what you do, and toodaloo. Friday, you're gonna say anything? No? Alright.